All right, let's break down one of the biggest challenges we all face. How do you go from just wanting to change something in your life to actually doing it? We're going to get into the science of building self-motivation and show you how to turn that tiny little spark of an idea into an absolutely unstoppable fire.
You know that feeling, right? You've got these goals, maybe it's getting fit or starting a new project or learning a skill, but it feels like there's this huge invisible canyon between your intention and your action. You just feel stuck. Well, today, we're building a bridge over that canyon.
So let's just bust the biggest myth about motivation right from the start. We tend to wait around for it, right? Hoping it'll strike us like a bolt of lightning that we'll just wake up one day feeling inspired. But the reality? Motivation isn't something you find, it's something you build. You create it piece by piece, day by day.
Okay, so to start building that fire, we first have to understand the spark. And that means we need to completely redefine what motivation actually is. As you'll see, it's not really about willpower or just hyping yourself up. It's something much, much deeper.
So what is that deeper source? Well, it's not willpower. Willpower is like a phone battery. It drains, and it drains fast. The real, long-lasting fuel for motivation comes from having a powerful emotional reason for what you're doing. This is what we call your why.
Just look at the difference here. It's night and day. A shallow goal like, I want to lose 5 kilos. That's just a number. It's a task. But a deep why, like having the energy to actually play with your kids, that's an emotion. One feels like a chore and the other is driven by love. It's pretty obvious which one has real staying power. So how do you find this deep fuel? Easy. You use what's called the 5 whys exercise. Just start with your surface level goal, and then, like a curious kid, just keep asking why. You dig and you dig past all the logical answers until you hit something that makes you feel. That feeling right there, that's your engine. Now, finding your why is the fuel, for sure. But that doesn't magically clear the road ahead. You're still going to face obstacles. And you know what? The biggest ones usually aren't out there in the world. They're the mental roadblocks we build for ourselves, starting with that nasty combination of self-doubt and the fear of failure. We all have this voice, don't we? The inner critic. Its one and only job is to keep you safe by stopping you from ever taking a risk. It thinks it's protecting you from failure or embarrassment, but what it's really doing is trapping you right where you are. So how do you fight back against that voice? You can do it with one simple but unbelievably powerful little word. The next time your critic tells you, I can't do this, just add the word yet to the end of it. I can't do this, yet. In an instant, you've transformed a brick wall into a staircase. Here's another sneaky way that inner critic trips us up. It loves to turn a temporary action into a permanent label. You are not a lazy person. That's a feeling, a harmful label. The simple fact is that you did not go to the gym yesterday. See the difference? One is a judgment on your entire identity. The other is just a piece of data you can learn from. This completely reframes how we should think about failure. I mean, think about a baby learning to walk. It falls down constantly, right? Over and over. Does it just give up and decide, well, I guess crawling is my future? No, of course not. Every single fall is just feedback. Failure isn't a wall you hit. It's just another stepping stone on the path to success. Okay, so we've reframed our mindset. We're ready to see failure as a friend. Now it's time for ignition. This part is all about the practical, real-world tools for taking action and building discipline, especially for those days when you're just not feeling it. And this brings us to a fundamental law of motivation, one we get backwards all the time. We wait to feel motivated so that we can act. But the truth is, action creates motivation. That feeling of being in the zone is a result of taking that first step, not the cause. Getting started is always, always the hardest part. So, what's the secret to getting started when you feel totally and completely stuck? It's this number. Just 2. This is the 2-minute rule. Whatever that big, scary task is that you're dreading, just commit to doing it for only 2 minutes. Don't want to go for a run? Fine, just put on your running shoes. Don't feel like studying? Okay, just read 1 page. The magic here is that an object in motion tends to stay in motion. Once you start, you almost always keep going. And this leads us to the ultimate difference between success and just wishing. Amateurs wait until they feel inspired. Professionals, they stick to a schedule. You have to learn to separate your feelings from your actions. You can feel tired and still go to the gym. You can feel totally inspired and still write that one page. That isn't motivation. That's discipline.
So, you've ignited the action. Awesome. But how do you turn that little spark into a self-sustaining fire? You do it by building systems. This last part is all about creating momentum and designing your environment so that doing the right thing becomes the easiest thing to do. Look, your willpower is a finite resource. If you have to fight your environment every single day to make good choices, you are eventually going to lose. The key is to stop fighting and start designing. You have to make your good habits easy and your bad habits hard. We call this removing friction. By setting things up in advance, you get rid of all those tiny little decisions that drain your energy. If you wake up already wearing your gym clothes, the decision isn't, should I work out today? It's just, time to go. And in the long run, what matters more than absolutely anything else is consistency. That one heroic, intense effort once in a while, it's actually way less powerful than small, kind of boring, consistent actions that you take every single day. Those little things, they compound over time into massive, massive results. And here's a brilliant way to build that consistency. It's called the Seinfeld strategy. Go get a physical wall calendar. Every single day you do your small habit, you draw a big red X over that day. After a few days, you'll have a chain. And then your only job is, don't break the chain. That visual progress becomes its own powerful motivator. So, if you only take one single idea away from all of this, please let it be this one. Action is the answer. It's the only answer. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel inspired. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take one small step. Remember, motivation isn't some magical feeling you wait for. It's a fire that you build, one tiny action at a time. So my final question to you is this. What is your first ridiculously easy 2-minute step? What are you going to do right now to start building your fire?